This is not the same as an Exploder. This is not the same as a Grand Cherokee if it was a Wrangler. These are activity vehicles. I mean, sure, they're SUVs and they can do boring family duty and all that, but these are freedom machines. Take the doors off, the tops off, the wind in your hair, mud in your crotch. Anyway, I hope you'll hang out with us and we're going to check out some Broncos. We've got 2 of the 9 different trim levels here. We've got the Big Daddy, the 3-liter, the Exploder ST twin turbo V6 powered Raptor. We've got a 2.7-liter V6 twin turbo Badlands edition. So we got the 2 engines, the 2 powerhouses. Also, I learned something about the 4-cylinder. It makes a difference if you use regular fuel or premium fuel with the 2.3. I imagine it probably does the same here, but it's a big difference with the Mustang engine, you know, the 2.3, the base engine in these. I was amazed. Matter of fact, come right here because I can't remember my numbers exactly. So let's come right here. Remember, what did it say right here? Oh yeah, right here. 2.3 Mustang engine, 275 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque. That's with 87 gas. But if you put in high test, 300 horse and 325 pound-feet of torque. So does anybody have one of these in 2.3? Does it make that? I mean, we're talking 25 horsepower and 10 pound-feet of torque. The 10's whatever. 25 horsepower, that's something. So anyway, we're going to dive in here and we're going to see. We're going to start with this right here. I believe this one right here, the price on this, that's one of the things we're going to tackle in this. It's not just to look at how cool they are, but this one right here, this Badlands edition, she's ringing the cash register in at $63,350. Then we come over here to its big brother, its big cousin, whatever, Big Daddy, however you want to call it. And Big Daddy totes a big number. Yeah, I'll let you have a little gander at that. So, is that Bronco really $35,000 less of a Bronco than that one? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Welcome to Hollywood. I guess we're going to start with the different materials since we've already talked about that. Let me show you. This right here, this is a Bronco Raptor. This is top of the line. This has the leather. This has the leather and also the Alcantara bit in there. These are the upgraded seats. We'll talk about that in a second. But when we talk about vinyl seats, obviously you can get cloth seats just like you can in any other vehicle like Jeeps or anything. But oh wait, does this have leather seats too? Did I pick two Broncos that have leather because I needed to show y'all the vinyl? Did I really make a mistake like that? Leather trimmed vinyl black seats. Okay, so we've got leather and they're trimmed in vinyl. So I imagine, dadgummit, I was so excited to show y'all the vinyl seats and I made a total mistake. Anyway, vinyl seats. Think marine grade, like Sea Ray boat, something like that. Marine grade vinyl. It's good for wear and tear, mildew, moisture, all that from a boat. Okay, I think we should start with the Badlands because if we start over there on the Bronco Raptor, it's going to make the Badlands look really bad. So we're going to start with the white one. Okay, on the Bronco Raptor, the main difference, the main thing why that thing is so awesome and why it's so capable off-road is the suspension. Fox suspension, Fox shocks, active dampers, and I will explain all of that when we get over there. On the Badlands, we don't have that cool stuff. We still have good four-wheel drive system and all of that, low range, GOAT modes, all of that. We just do not have those dampers. And those dampers, let's see here. You can't even really see here. So we'll come over here to the Raptor. Let me borrow the Raptor's shocks right here for just a second. The dampers in the back here. See, you've got the shock. There's fluid in here. And when the shocks themselves compress and doing their thing, there's a fluid in there. It keeps it cool. It keeps it lubricated. It keeps the suspension from wearing out as fast. But it also helps it ride a lot better. Have you guys ever seen Haggerty, Jason Camisa? he does tests, and he did a Bronco Raptor test on the outside of the drag strip out there, or they do it on a track, but they were drag racing a Bronco Raptor. I think it was against a Type R or a Type S new Integra. And the Integra was on pavement, the Bronco Raptor was on off-road, and the Raptor won. It's because of the Fox suspension. The Fox suspension keeps it under control and all of that. The Badlands does not have that. Before we get in there, let's go ahead and talk about the Badlands sticker, and let's see what all this does have for our $63,000. $63,350. I'll try to get in there where you guys can see that. Sorry, the sun is not our friend. There it is. All right. I'm not worried about that. We got a 24 four-door, four-wheel drive, 2.7, 10-speed automatic, Oxford white. We've already talked about those leather trim seats. Here's what I want to talk about. What is on this particular one that we're looking at? $4,600. We got Badlands series, the mid package. I guess I should do some research on that. Dual zone electronic climate control, front row heated seats, power outlet, Copilot 360. That is, it's either hands-free or it's eyes-free driving. I think it's, I don't know. I need to do a video on that. We got the mid package right here, and then we've also got the Hilux package. Okay, 360-degree camera. We were definitely going to go over that. Adaptive cruise control, heated steering wheel, wireless charging pad. All right, 2.7 liter engine. That is a $2,145. We always round up in my world. 10-speed automatic. You know you're getting charged for that. $1,500. 285/70 R17 all-terrain TARS 33s. 4.46 gear ratio, locking in the front, locking in the back. We've got rock rails, sliders right there. You know, they're just called rock sliders on Jeeps. Same type deal. I keep going. I guess I should. I've owned a few Jeeps. I've never owned a Bronco, so I guess that's why I always go back and forth and reference the Wrangler. I mean, no disrespect to the Bronco when I do that. All right, we got a soft top, 10-speaker stereo, navigation, but it's only for 1 year, and then you pay for it. Remote start system, 17-inch rims, LED signature lighting. Those seats in here are $2,190, so $2,200. Wait a minute. So these seats right here, I think they cost more than these seats. That's not good, because these seats are awesome. Okay, whoops, sorry, leather trimmed. These are $3,000. Excuse me, I thought they were $2,000. These seats, I promise, y'all, we'll see these seats. These are juicy and right as rain. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so these seats are $1,000 cheaper than the juicy is over there. All right, so after all of that, floor liners and boopity boppity boppity ba, $63,350. I guess it's now time to dive in and see what we get for $63,000. Okay, the 2.7 liter V6. Let me go back over here and refer to my notes. I'm sorry. I kind of have this off to the side. If you've never experienced a Hobblywood video or been to Hobblywood, welcome. Professionalism and me, this is about as professional as it gets. Anyway, we've got the 2.7, so we're rocking 330 horsepower. We got 415 pound-feet of torque. 415 pound-feet of torque. That's a monster. Okay, the 2.7 liter engine, this is the mid-engine, because we've got the 2.3 as the base. And then the Explorer ST engine, the 3-liter twin turbo, that's the one that resides underneath the hood there. All right. Let me prop up my prop rod. I have a question for y'all after I do this. Maybe I just need to find something to complain and bitch about, because I'm very good at bitching. Prop rods. I know they get the job done. I understand that they've gotten the job done for 100 plus years. But we're in a $64,000 vehicle. Am I wrong? Am I just really complaining and bitching for no reason that I still have a prop rod? I mean, does it work? Yeah, hold the hood up. But I don't know. It just, see, watch. When we go over here to the Raptor, I guarantee you the Raptor has hood struts. Oh, he's paid a guarantee. Hobbly, you could have bitten off more than you chewed. Imagine $99,000 and you have to prop a rod. Surely not. Thank Jesus. Thank the good Lord in heaven. Whew, it's about to get nervous. Anyway, all right, 2.7 liters worth of twin turbo V6. This is the base engine in the F-150s now. No more 3.3 liter naturally aspirated. So they're making a lot of them. The 2.7, its entry into life was kind of rocky. It wasn't very good. Eco Boom, Eco Boost, same thing back then. They've worked it out. The 2.7's all right. All right, I saw this on a TikTok video, and every time I do it, I wish I knew the person's name. Maybe I should take the time to go back and find out who did it. But anyway, I would like to give whoever that lovely lady is on TikTok that did that. None of us knew that did that until you did it. It might have come from Ford that way, but I want you to have the credit, whoever you are. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's just on hardtop. See back here on the hardtop one, see you got the back window open up right there. See, you can close this right here and ride with that. But some people don't like hardtop. Some people would rather have a soft top. So I'm one of those people. Soft top without this little clamshell opening right here. You kind of got to lean down to get up in there. Anyway, just makes life a little bit easier. Okay, there's your back room right there. We've got a 12 volt right there to charge something. We got some lights right there in the back. All right, let's pop in here. There's our jack, little funnel, some of our tire iron and pieces like that. One thing that I think that we'll see in the future, and you'll see me, well, we won't talk about it because we're in the no Wranglers today. But in the Wranglers, there's a place to put your door bolts, your windshield bolts, top bolts. Anyway, I know you can just get a Ziploc bag or throw them in the center console, but you could lose something, you know what I mean? So anyway, there is your back. Let's see what happens when we lay the seats down. Oh, let's undo that seatbelt. All right, so we got that. Okay, so it's not exactly a flat floor. Let's go ahead and put that other seat down right here. All right, so there you go. Decent, actually more than I thought it was going to be. It's not a flat floor. There is a step right there you can see, but you got pretty good room in there. One other thing, and you're going to mention as we go along, there's no sound bar right here. On Jeep Wranglers, you know, there's a speaker system right there, usually on a lot of them. There's a bracket right there, so you can add that. I have seen them in some Broncos, but the majority of Broncos that I have seen, they are like that, and they don't have that, that sound bar. All right, let's go ahead and flip up our seats back again. They're not heavy or hard or anything like that, so pretty easy. All right, let's go ahead and climb up in here and see what we got. Oh, doors. Okay, on Wranglers, Casey, these doors don't look like they come off. Yes, they still come off. On Wranglers, the hinges are exposed. So you've got a hinge right there and a hinge right there. Well, it's the same thing, but the Bronco hinges, they are hidden. Still the same thing, two little nuts and your door. Two nuts and your doors fall off. So you remove your two nuts and the doors fall off. Remember, these are not full doors like Wrangler doors. They're more like half doors. Think of like old TJs, old YJs, old CJs. Remember, you had the half door and then the cloth part on the top with the vinyl window. It's not quite that. You got a real window, but you put the window down in there and you just pick that bad boy up like you would a briefcase. There's a little thing right here. See where it says lift? Put that hand right there and there you go. So it's that simple. Let's go ahead and climb up. We got an old crap handle right here. All right. Kind of disappointing. We got no vents for the back passengers. We got window switches right there. We got two USB-Cs. We do have a power outlet, but Ford, we need to put vents back here. Casey, why is that a big deal? Well, I mean, this could be somebody's family car, right? So people are going to be riding in, kids be back here, your friends, whatever. Don't you want them to be comfortable? They should have a vent. All right. The Bronco does something called stadium seating, and you're up higher than the passengers in the front. See how I'm looking over them? It's because they're here and then I'm up here. I'm not a big fond believer of stadium seating, but Ford didn't call and ask me what my opinion was. They made it without me. Can you imagine that? How rude. If we had the sound bar, it would be right there. Soft top. Come on, guys, it's pretty simple. It's the same deal. We're going to pop that lever right there, and we're going to pop another one right there. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's put the top down in this thing. Actually, let's wait before we put the top down. Let's look at the GOAT modes first, because once we do that and we put the top back to sun, we won't be able to see anything inside. So let's go ahead and drop our clamshell here. It's very simple. Going to put up our little prop rod. There's a little place underneath here. See right there? It's got its own little place that it holds itself. We put it back down, push on the top. Excuse me, there was a technical difficulty. All right, now we've got it pushed back in there, and that wasn't hard. Also, one other thing, Jeeps, they don't have a strut on the bottom of the door. Some people aren't very strong. Some people, anyway, you could be parked on a hill. Some of those doors are heavy. I mean, it's not just the weight of the door. You got a big old, this is a 33-inch all-terrain tar back there, so we got the weight of that. Anyway, if you're parked on a decline or an incline, it might be heavy. So anyway, the strut does help the door close easier. All right, let's keep on trucking. We're going to leave that hood up because I'm going to compare the engines when we get over there to the Raptor. All right, let's go ahead and jump in here in our $2,000 added leather seats. All right, here we go. All right, radio's sounding pretty good. All right, we're gonna worry about that hood right there because we don't really care about that. Let's get those vents down so we're not blowing in here. The inside of the Ford Bronco, look how comfortable and juicy. We got room for days. Remember, these are power seats, so we could rise up, we could rise down. Even if they weren't power, you could rise up, down, erect, unerect, however erect you'd like to be. All right, so we've got, what in the heck is that? I have no idea. It looks like it's ready for some kind of cobbled street. So this button gets you sideways. Oh, that's the General Lee switch. I knew it was something. That's to get you on the two wheels. That's to offset it. It lights off the dynamite on one of the sides of the car, and it'll put it up on the side, just like the Duke boys did. All right, there's our front locking differential. There's our rear locking differential. That right there is a really cool little button. It locks the inside wheel. So if you're going on a tight little turn and it's a real tight little trail, you can hit that. It's like a little quick J turn. It just locks and unlocks that inside wheel so you can make the turn a little bit faster. Hazard lights, oh, hopefully we'll never need those. We've got upfitter lights for days, winches, lights, Baja, all that stuff. We want all of it. Okay, we got a 10-speed automatic transmission. We got a wireless charging pad down in there. We got a USB-C and we got a USB-D. We got heated seats and a heated steering wheel. We got dual zone climate control. Got an old handle right there to grab a hold of something when you're out there doing some serious wheeling, climbing up the devil's bathtub out there in Moab. Power windows, power door locks, and mirrors, windows, whatever the hell. I think they're windows. They're not door locks. Okay, we got 2 high, 4 low, all of that stuff. Let's flip this and do some goat moding. All right, here we go. We're in normal goat mode. Let's get y'all to where you can see. Normal goat mode. Now we're going into eco. Now we've switched over into slippery. Slippery when wet. Now we're into 4 high. It's doing it all by itself. We're still slippery. We're still moist. Now we're into some deep mud and ruts. Now we're going into 4 low. Oh, we're disconnecting stuff. We're doing some big time stuff. We got to hit okay to let me know. Sand. Now we've moved on into the sand. Now we're into Baja. We're ready. I ain't afraid of nothing in my Baja powered Bronco. Rock crawl mode. Ooh, now we're into 4 low. All right, let's get on out of this. Casey, I'm tired of 4-wheeling. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's come on back. We're going to move out of there. We're coming out of the slipperies. Now we're back into eco. Let's go back into normal. But one thing happened when we were in those modes. Look, tracks come up. I guess I should, yes, I should put it back. Let's go back one more time because I want to show you that. The cameras are one of the coolest things that this thing does. So let's go to, why are you not working with me anymore? Are you mad at me? I know. Okay, Baja mode. When we go into Baja, it's going to kick on the tracks, and when you turn the wheel, the tracks go with you. The camera options in the 4-wheel drive, it's very cool. The camera system is way cool. We've also got, you've got other camera options as well. That's the front. You can also get a menage view right there. Also off the window, off the doors. That's coming off the mirror, so you can open up your door, see? Anyway, the camera package, if you do a lot of wheeling, I think the camera package is a must. They're not underneath it, so you don't have to worry about busted cameras. Casey, of course you'd say that. That's a ripoff. You'll break the camera. They're not underneath. They're bounded in like the bumpers and the bottom of the mirrors. I mean, they can still be torn up, but it's not like there's just a camera hanging down below one of the suspension parts. So anyway, that's the end of that. Let's get on out of this, and let's get on back to, let's go back to normal, and it's going to bring us all back out. Let's put it back on the regular window, or the regular view we had. There goes our tracks. All right, so that's about it for that little center console down in there. You got another 12 volt in there. Putting down that top, we're finally going to get to that once, twice. Now it is very easy. I'm about 6 foot, 6'1", so I can do this standing here. If you're shorter, you can just stand in the seats, I guess, but you just grab a corner right here. And once again, just like the back door, see, it's got a strut right here. So it's going to help make it easier to open and to close. Bring that on down right there. So you're ready to go topless all at a red light. It's 2 latches and you're ready to put the top down. All right, so that is a Badlands Ford Bronco, $64,000 worth of Ford Bronco. I would imagine, because we've got some good four-wheel drive options, I would imagine this is kind of equipment to like a Rubicon, not a full-on Rubicon, but you know, like if there is maybe a Willys. Maybe a Willys is not really that nice on the inside though, is it? Anyway, I'll let you decide what it's comparable to. But it's $64,000 in this trim Ford Bronco Badlands with a 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost engine. All right. Guess it's time to come on to its daddy. But before we move on, do you think is the black paint and the bigger tars and the Fox shocks, is it $35,000 better? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about $35,000 between the Raptor and that Badlands. Let's find out. All right. So I guess that leaves us with only one Bronco left to look at. I mean, if we've already checked out the Badlands, the cheaper of the two, you know, it's only $63,000, and that's the cheap one. Well, here it is in all of its goodness. The Bronco Raptor, the top of the Bronco platform, the baddest Bronco that there is. It's the top dog. It's also, other than the Raptor R, it's the second most expensive Raptor that there is. This is $100,000. Not exactly, but it's 99. And in my world, we round up. So here's the question before we get in. The whole thing that I want you to think of, and I'm not trying to knock this car because it is way cool. It is way more than I could ever need. I can't afford it, so I'm not knocking it. Is it $100,000 cool? That's the question that I have the whole time. So that's enough about the price. Let's get on past. Well, let's look at the window sticker real quick so I can back up what I'm saying, and then we'll get in there and look at the rest of it. All right, 2024 Bronco Raptor 3-liter EcoBoost V6 10-speed automatic, shadow black. It's got onyx blue leather with trim suede seats. 3-liter EcoBoost engine. Let's go over here real quick. You knew it was coming. I guess I should have brought my little book with me. Casey, why don't you just try to remember these things as you're doing it? I know, memory would be good. Let's see here. We've got a couple of stats. Okay, we've got 418 horsepower, 441 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 4.7 axle ratio, 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. Mile per gallon, not good. It does tow 4,500 pounds. I mean, it's not made to tow. Adaptive dampers, we've already talked about that. They did borrow those from the F-150, 37-inch mud tars, but we got 418 horsepower. 418 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. So you're out running Mustangs, Camaros. That's pretty wild in a big old Bronco. All right, let's start in the back because that's just where we start. We always start. This is a hard top. Matter of fact, I don't think you can get a Raptor in a soft top. I have never seen one. That's something I should do a little research on. Once again, we've already talked about the door. It's not a big thing, but sometimes if you park on a slant or an incline, a decline, it's got the strut right there. It just makes the door a little bit lighter. Some people are not strong, some people aren't tall. Anyway, it's not just the weight of the door you've got here. You've also got a 37-inch all-terrain BFG right there. That tire alone is not exactly light. So they got the strut on there to help close. We've already discussed about cargo space and all that. We've got a 12-volt right there to plug in something. You got little cargo lights. This one does have the speakers, so we got 10-speaker B&O sound system in here. Once again, same thing as on the Badlands over there. There's your jack and tire iron and funnel to put in the gas cap in case you want to put a little octane booster. Got a little storage underneath there. Once again, I'm sure as we develop and go along, Ford will have places for the door bolts, windshield bolts, top bolts, things like that. We'll lay the seat down just real quick, but we did that on the Badlands over there. It is not exactly a flat floor when you lay the seats down. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. I was like, wait a minute, it does better than that. I know that. Hang on, let's not mess up these $3,000 seats. That would not be cool. This is also something else. Power in here. I guess this one right here, it's based on what you would use it for. I think if you're going to, and I say this about the Wranglers too, if you're going to wheel a lot and, and you're mudding and you're going to really use it for what it's for, why would you want power seats and all that? I'd want crank windows. The least amount of electronics I think would be the best way to go, but that's just my opinion. But this one right here, I got a feeling this particular Bronco will never see a mud hole in its entire life. But let's put this little part down right here. Now let's try to fold this seat down again. All right, so right there, once you flop that up right there, that's just something that lays over. So it's a graduated floor. It's kind of a step up deal right there. So it's not exactly flat, but there is good storage space. I don't know the exact numbers. Oh, I just now saw that little storage right there. Does that open up? No, that'd be neat if it did. Okay, so there that is. Now let's climb up there and let's see how those seats sit. Coming up here, I'm going to be honest with you about something. See all of this room to get in. So you got a real small little area. So if this is muddy or dirty right here, you're going to get dirty getting in here. On the Badlands, see how the fender flares aren't quite as big? So when you open up this one, I mean, you've still got the same tight opening, but see, you don't have the Raptor. Hell, the fender flares and everything come out that far on it. So anyway, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just something I notice. I don't know. I guess because I'm getting in and out of these shits so much day in and day out, everything's just kind of different. But anyway, I will say this, Ford did partner up with Rubbermaid, and Rubbermaid was excited. They had not had a partnership since the Chevrolet Avalanche. So when Ford called and said, listen, we would like to take some of your trash cans and turn them into fender wells and fender flares for our trucks. Can you help that? Rubbermaid was more than happy to oblige, because they need to make them sales. All right, we got the blue in here. What do y'all think about the black on the blue? Blue on black. Didn't they make a song about that? I do like the code orange stitching and little pieces right here. We got a little squish, super squish right there. So we got a little niceness, but the rest of it's all hard plastic. All right, we're going to grab a hold of this grab handle. We're going to put our foot on the old Raptor. I guess I should have flipped that back up. The old Raptor. Running boards. All right, once again, don't think you got vents because you're in a Raptor. It's the same console on all of them. No step, no vent. We got window switches. We got 2 USB-Cs. We got a little power outlet right there. There's your window switches. Cup holders. Casey, it got a cup holder? Yeah, it does. Sport cup holders right there in the little bitty sporty cup holder. We got some little nets back there to put something, maps or something like that. There's a little look-see up at the dash, the big screen. I love the screen. I think it's 12 inches. We all aspire to have 12 inches. If it's not 12 inches, that's what we were wanting. You know what I'm saying? 12 inches to a foot. Got her sounding like a, oh. Anyway, so we got orange right there, little velour. No, it's not velour, Casey. It's vinyl. No, it's not vinyl. What's the other V? It's not even a V. What's it? Alcantara. Alcantara. It's leather and Alcantara. No, I'm just kidding. It's Alcantara. All right, so we're done. Oh, once again, I'm going to mention it. This actually has, this does have the sound bar right here, or the bar part. Remember, it's not on Jeeps. You got speakers right here and things like that. On Broncos, there's usually nothing, but we've got the little bar right here. What I'm talking about, look, let me show you. See the little part that goes across the center right there? Come over here to the Badlands edition. See, on the Badlands edition, and you can look at this as a good thing or a bad thing. See, there's no bar in the center, but that does leave you, if you're wanting to be like a homecoming princess or you're in a homecoming queen parade or something, just imagine she could be standing up there or here, whatever. Isn't she a pearl? Isn't she beautiful? Anyway, so without that little bar, you give her complete room to see. All right, that one right there does have the bar, so there is a little bit of difference right there. All right, I guess it's time to get up there and we'll play with GOAT modes. All right, so we'll spend a little bit of time underneath the hood before we get behind the dash and start playing with those. We've already discussed the engines. We borrowed this engine right here. I mean, I say we as in like I did it. 3-liter Exploder ST engine. It's also in King Ranch. It's twin turbo, EcoBoost. We said 414 horsepower, 441 pound-feet of torque. This is the 2.7 liter, and this one has 315 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. Now, I say that because there is 100 horsepower difference. 315 and 414, so 99. Okay, but the torque, 441 and 415 on the 2.7. And I may be wrong in saying this, but I was always taught horsepower is in the high RPM and torque is in the low RPM. Torque on a vehicle like this, to me, would be the more important thing. So maybe the 2.7 is more than enough engine. I mean, obviously you can't get a Raptor with a 2.7. I can't get past the price of the Raptor, okay? And I'm very frugal. Might even be able to call me cheap. That's just the way that I think about things. And I just can't get past $35,000 worth of difference between these two vehicles. And so I am actually trying to figure out if there's a way, how much it would cost to make that one with the 2.7, put some Fox shocks on there, maybe a couple inch lift on it, put some bigger meat on there, and then you're talking about the same thing. I will always try to find the cheapest way out. That's just the way that my mind works. All right, let's go ahead and let's climb behind the driver's seat right here and let's do some more playing. Once again, we got Ford Performance written right there. It is Ford Performance. I mean, it's as much Ford Performance as you're going to get. If there was an SVT team still, which I guess is now the Ford Performance team anyway, it's an SVT Bronco. This one has the carbon fiber package. It looks like we need to go over there and check out that window sticker. I said that earlier and we just walked right off. I need to see the options on that just real quick. Does this have the carbon fiber package? Yeah, interior carbon fiber pack, $1,725. With 17-inch black beadlock capable wheels. They're $2,000, and then the leather suede, we already talked about that. So ringing in $98,645. So I thought there was an upcharge for that carbon fiber kit. So I mean, there's a few things you could do without, but I think the cheapest Bronco Raptor I've seen, honestly, is 97, 96. I mean, that's just what these guys cost. They ain't cheap. All right, let's give her a little bit of juice and see what happens. Same type deal. That's for the Dukes of Hazzard button. I would give anything in the comments if somebody would please tell me why there is a button that cocks it up one side. I'm saying that is the dynamite that they put on one side to blow so they can get it to ride on two wheels like the General Lee used to do in Dukes of Hazzard. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Front locker, rear locker, that's the J-turn wheel, tight, lock the inside wheel, let go, lock, let go in case of tight trail turns. Traction control off, hazard lights, upfitter lights, winches, lights, Baja lights, yada, 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 whatever else you could do. Let's go ahead and look at that camera button. This one does have the camera feature. It better because it's a Raptor. This is my favorite part of the Raptors because I kind of feel like that it's very important. There's your front look. There's the real front look, the whole entire screen. Then you've also got Menage, where you got the three-way action going on right there. Or you could do this. Now, the doors are open and stuff, but we could click. Why is this not working? Maybe it's not working because everything's open. Well, I can't do that right here, but usually you can click on here and I can get on to one part of the, maybe it's because all the doors are open. Anyway, I do think the camera function is pretty important. We got heated seats, heated steering wheel, no cooled seats. There's our GOAT modes. We'll play with that in a second. 10-speed automatic. We got that old handle right there that we've talked about. Pretty decent little size glove box in there. Also, one thing I forgot to mention over there on the Badlands edition, this is a little bit wider. I think it's a 12-inch tray, they say, so you can mount your GoPros and things like that when you're doing your wheeling and the devil's breakfast table and all that. You got a USB and a USB-C right there to plug in, and then you've also got where you can run your cords down. You got more right there. All right, in the center console, you've got the bottom part, and I think it's got a top part, doesn't it? No, it doesn't, Casey. Okay, I'm lying again. You got another 12 volt in there. There's your window switches. There's your mirror switches. All right, hard top. There's not much you can talk about here. I guess you could say they stole the design from Jeep, but I mean, come on. So you got one switch right there. You got another one right here. These new ones, they don't have much, they've not been used, so they're pretty tight. Put that right there, and then right there, and then that just comes right out. Now, on the hard top part, when you get up here, on Broncos, think of a T-top here, so 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. See the crease right there? Okay, so that part comes off all on it. So you're talking 4 parts here. You got 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, and then the back part. Now, these right here also come off. And so when you take off, so the windows will come off by themselves, and then so when you remove the top, this part will come off. It's like a kit. It's like a Build-A-Bear, but Build-A-Top. Pretty, and there are, and I pulled all the parts out from right here, but these are door bags, top bags, T-top bags. I call them T-tops, sorry. I'm stuck in the 80s. I used to own a Firebird. So anyway, there's all your bags, and you can store those. And Bronco says that when you take those 4 doors off, there's enough room back here, and I actually like this. There is enough room. Ford says that you can put all 4 doors back here and the top. So you're riding one day and you're going to you're out riding around and you got it all bolted on. Tops on, doors are off. It turns out nice. You decide to let your hair down. You're going to go wheeling. You can put all that stuff in the back and go have a good time. All right, I guess there's the only thing left to do is look at that dash. Let's piddle. Let's piddle. Well, let's just do it all at one time. Why we got to break it up? Well, we don't have to. We're going to grab our handle right there in our carbon fiber trim. Look at that. What do y'all think about the black on the navy blue? Right there's a good part. I don't know. If this was white, now a white... You hear I insinuate the white? If it was a white, look at the wheels on this white. If this was a white, if this is a white Bronco Raptor, I think the blue wheels would be, or the blue seats would be awesome. Okay, we got a couple little things we can play with here. Let's do this. We got doors open, hoods open, gates open, boom, bada bum. I know I've done all of this. I have really made this thing mad. Okay, here's what I want to do. We're going to push this button right here. That looks like an exhaust tip. That's exactly what it is. We've got normal. What are you doing there, buddy? We got normal, we got sport, Baja, and quiet. Now we're going to push this strut button. Now we got normal shocks, sport suspension. Now we've got off-road shocks. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Also, you got the steering button. So you've got normal steering, comfort steering, or sport steering. But if you don't want to do all that individually, see the R button right here? Let's just press it. When you press the R button, it tells you what all of your stuff is set in. So right now we are currently in normal steering, normal shocks, normal exhaust, active, or the automatic start stop feature is on, and we're in 2 high. So you can just press that R button right there. If you forgot, you're out wheeling trying to figure out what you're doing, where your settings are, boom, there you go. GOAT modes, we've already talked about that. It does the same thing when you start going through the GOAT modes. There's your normal, there is your sport. We've got tow haul. Now it's going to shift in just a second. Now we're into slippery. It's going to go into 4 high by itself. So let's go ahead and click OK. So we've gone into slippery mode, slippery when wet. Tow haul, sport, normal. Where's my, here we go, off-road. Now we're going. Now I was like, what is going on here? All right, see how that changed in the back? Now we're in Baja mode. Also, remember when we were in the Badlands edition? Now you've clicked on and it automatically clicks on the camera and puts your track, so you'll see exactly where you're tracking. A way cool feature. A way cool feature. I love that feature. And it changed all the background. I didn't do any of that when we was going through, and that's just changing your goat mode. You're just twisting this dial. So anyway, let's get out of this. Baja, off-road. I think that's all the modes. We got rock crawl. Yep, that's it. So now we'll take it back. It's going to come out of all of its four-wheel drive, and we'll leave that in normal. It's doing all of its stuff as we speak. All right. Let's give it so you guys can hear a little Baja exhaust. It's not bad. Not bad for a V6 with a couple of turbos. All right, I guess that's about all I got. So, Bronco Raptor, what do you think? Now, you know I'm going back to the price. $99,000 we round up in my world. It's the second most expensive Raptor you can buy behind the Raptor R. So it goes Raptor R, Bronco R, or excuse me, it goes Ford F-150 Raptor R, then it goes Ford Bronco Raptor, then it goes Ford F-150 Raptor, and then it goes Ford Ranger Raptor. And I'm gonna go ahead and prep you for this. I think there'll be a Maverick Raptor. I just have that feeling. So, would you spend $99,000 so you could have the baddest Bronco that they've ever made in the history of the world? Jeep people, even the 392 guys can't compete with that. The 392 guys may sound better than the twin turbo V6, but that Scat Pack V8, it can't keep up with those two turbos. Or would you say, Casey, I ain't spending $99,000 on nothing unless it's a house or a piece of property. I'll take the $63,000 Bronco and we'll just have to make do. That's what I do. But I'd buy it used for like $45. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you made it this far, I truly appreciate it. You guys are the reason why Hobley Motorsports is growing. Thank y'all so much. You guys have a good day.